What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video, we're going to be looking at the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's heavyweight title clash between Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. Guys, before we continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. And if you please haven't already, could you hit the notification button? What that'll allow me to do is every time I create something new, you'll be first to be notified. Thank you. Guys, it seems like every time I sit down, week by week, I start one of these videos by saying the same thing. Turki Al-Sheikh and the Saudis have done it again. We know this weekend in London, it's going to be their first voyage in the UK doing a Riyadh season event. This card is stacked. Joshua Kelly's on the card, Buatsi's on the card, Tyler Denny's taking on Shiraz, and Josh Warrington is taking on Anthony Kachachi. But in this video, we're gonna be talking about the big boys, the baddest men on the planet, the two heavyweights. Of course, I'm talking about Daniel Dubois and AJ. Guys, for all you Americans out there and for everyone out there who's watching this, including myself, I just found this stat out. I found it quite impressive that when they fight this weekend at Wembley Stadium, they will be fighting in front of a live audience of 96,000 people. That is unreal to think about. The largest crowd I've ever seen live in a sporting event was in Columbus, Ohio, the Ohio State-Michigan game. I think there was somewhere around 113,000 people. I think that's what that stadium holds. For a boxing event, to think 96,000 in a stadium is unreal. I can only imagine the electricity that that stadium and area is going to ignite with. If you happen to be at that fight, congrats to that, because this is going to be a spectacle. Guys, going into the fight, this is for the IBF interim title. We know that Dubois has that title after he beat Hrgović, and we know that Anthony Joshua is coming off a knockout victory over Francis Ngannou. So in this video, I'm gonna be reminding everybody, mostly fans outside of the UK, about Dubois and AJ. We're gonna talk about who they are, what they've been up to, who they've been fighting, and kind of talk about how they go about their business. Because the fight's in only a few days, I'm also gonna be doing my predictions, so stay tuned to the end of the video. We're also gonna be talking about the quite controversial Las Vegas odds, the numbers that they put on who they feel the favorite and the underdog is. And like always, stay tuned, because I'm gonna need your advice and help as well on who you're taking to win this fight. Guys, we saw AJ last against Ngannou, and we know Dubois coming off that impressive victory against Hrgović. I wanna take a closer look and remind everyone who the IBF interim champion is, Daniel Dubois. Guys, Daniel Dubois has held the interim IBF heavyweight title since June 2024. He also at one time held the WBA regular version from 2022 to 2023. And at the regional level, he's held multiple heavyweight championships, including the British and Commonwealth titles from 2019 to 2020. As an amateur, he was a 5-time national junior champion and a British champion. Dubois is also a British Olympian. Guys, he has a career record of 21 wins with 2 losses with 20 knockouts. He comes into the ring with a 95% knockout to win ratio, and he's currently ranked number 5 in the world in the heavyweight division. He's fought professionally a total of 90 rounds and currently holds the IBF interim heavyweight title. At 27 years old, the Brit is an orthodox fighter standing at 6'5" with a 78-inch reach. He last took on Hrgović, 17-0, knockout in the 8th. Jarrell Miller, 26-0, knockout in the 10th. Usyk, 20-0, he lost that via knockout in the 9th. Lorena, 28-1, knockout in the 3rd. Trevor Bryan, 22-0, knockout in the 4th. Guys, when you look at Dubois' record, his only 2 losses are to Joe Joyce, which kind of shocked everybody and threw his career kind of in a tailspin. And then he came back, won a few fights, and then fought Usyk. He lost that via 9th round knockout. But guys, I'm gonna play you the video. When I talk about Dubois, I always talk about what ifs, and I talk about that moment against Usyk. I feel personally that this was not a low blow. I feel Dubois hurt Usyk to the body. The ref calls it a low blow. Usyk comes back, and then he gets him out of there. What do you think of this footage?
And as we mentioned, the perimeter. Oh, there's a body shot from Dubois. And as we mentioned, the perimeter. Oh, there's a body shot from Dubois. And they are saying that's a low blow, a bad low blow.
Low blow or not, we know the fight didn't end well for Dubois, but could you imagine if he would have finished Usyk? His career, who knows where it would be. Anyway, he has a chance for redemption with all of it this weekend in the UK. He's going into this fight against AJ knowing that they haven't fought before, but guys, when Dubois was a young amateur coming up through the UK, Great Britain boxing scene, AJ was already a pro, and there's rumors, you guys could research this, that they had sparred, and everything coming from Dubois' camp says that Dubois dropped him and stunned him. And this has to give Dubois, if true, confidence going into the fight. We know boxing is a game of inches, and only the slightest psychological advantage could prove wonders for either or fighter. Now, let's take a closer look at Anthony Joshua. AJ has a career record of 28-3 with 25 knockouts. He carries into the ring an 89% career knockout to win ratio and is currently ranked number 2 in the world in the heavyweight division. He's fought professionally 162 rounds. The 34-year-old Brit is an orthodox fighter standing at 6'6" with an 82-inch reach. We last saw him fight Ngannou, who was 0-1, knockout in the second. Otto Wallin, 26-1, knockout in the fifth. Halinas, 32-4, knockout in the seventh. Jermaine Franklin, UD in the 12th, victory, and then he lost back-to-back fights against Usyk, one via UD, one via split. Guys, when we think about these fighters, they both have on their records a loss that could have spiraled both careers into oblivion. We talked about Dubois' knockout loss to Joyce, but it wasn't that long ago when Anthony Joshua got knocked out against Ruiz. And both guys have that parallel. Another similarity both guys have, they're both Brits. So these guys are battling not only for the premier title of heavyweight division in international boxing, but also who's the baddest big man in the UK. And guys, if you've never been to London, it is a fighting town. I always talk about my British friends. They're some of my favorite boxers to watch. The inkling that these guys would be fighting in the backyard for free, even if they weren't getting paid. There's something about the British culture that just screams bare knuckle boxing that I've always adhered to. When you look at both guys matched up side by side, AJ's the older guy. Their height is going to cancel each other out. AJ's going to have the longer reach, and I feel this is going to help him to establish that jab. He's the more technical fighter. Dubois, people say he's going to have the power advantage, but if you ask Las Vegas, they're saying AJ is close to a 5-1 favorite, meaning that Dubois, who's going in there with the IBF title, the one that AJ's trying to win, is a 5-1 underdog. So $100 would pay you $500 if you took Dubois to win. Also, everything is on the line, guys. We spoke about this before. You have to think. Both guys also have another parallel that I didn't mention. They both have fought Usyk and both have lost. And you know the winner will be positioning themselves for the biggest fight of their career, hopefully to unify undisputed in the heavyweight division against Usyk. We know that Usyk recently flew from the Ukraine, got arrested in the Poland airport, got re-released, and he's going to be at the fight ringside. Every time Usyk's ringside to a fight, fireworks are always expected. The guy is full of charisma and character. So going into this fight, who do you guys think are going to win? My prediction on this, I think Anthony Joshua is going to do his best to avoid Dubois' power early. I think he's going to use his feet and his skill set to avoid getting hurt. I think he's going to establish the jab and slowly wear Dubois down. I'd have to think AJ and Dubois are going to go in highly conditioned, but I think AJ's style is going to wear on Dubois, and I'm predicting a knockout somewhere between the 8th and the 10th round. I'm going to get more specific. Last week, I called the 9th round stoppage for Plant versus McCumbee, and I also called Lara becoming the first man to ever stop DSG. So let's see if we can keep my lucky streak rolling. Anthony Joshua via 8th round knockout against Dubois. Guys, you don't have to agree with me. In the comment section below, let me know who's winning this fight, how's it going down. If you're feeling froggy like myself, pick the round.